There is a chapter in one of the most influential books ever written that was deliberately hidden from the public. A secret so powerful, so controversial, that even after Napoleon Hill documented it, many editions removed it completely. Publishers feared it. Religious leaders condemned it. And yet, the men who understood and applied this secret became titans of industry, masters of wealth, and legends of human achievement. I'm talking about Chapter 11 of Think and Grow Rich, The Mystery of Sex Transmutation. And today, we're going to reveal exactly what Napoleon Hill discovered, why it was censored, and how you can use this ancient principle to unlock levels of success which some men will never reach. This is Sovereign Path. Let's begin. When Napoleon Hill was commissioned by Andrew Carnegie in 1908 to study the wealthiest and most successful people in America, he was given one mission: discover the formula for success. For 25 years, Hill interviewed over 500 of the most powerful men in the world: Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, John D. Rockefeller, Alexander Graham Bell, Theodore Roosevelt, and dozens more. He distilled their wisdom into 13 principles of success. But there was one principle that stood above all others, one that Carnegie told him would be too dangerous to publish without careful consideration, one that Hill himself admitted most readers would misunderstand or reject entirely. That principle was sexual transmutation. Hill didn't hide this chapter out of shame. He hid it because he knew that in the wrong hands, or in the minds of the undisciplined, this truth would be dismissed as pseudoscience or attacked as immoral. But in the hands of the disciplined man, the sovereign man, it would become the most powerful force for creation, innovation, and wealth accumulation ever documented. So why was it censored? Because it challenged everything society taught about desire, morality, and masculinity. It suggested that the same energy responsible for procreation was also responsible for genius, and that terrified people. So what exactly is the secret Napoleon Hill uncovered? Let's be direct. Hill discovered that sexual energy is the most powerful human drive. More powerful than hunger, more powerful than survival, more powerful than the desire for money itself. It is, in his words, the most powerful of human desires. But here's where it gets revolutionary. Hill observed that the men who achieved the greatest levels of wealth and influence were not the ones who suppressed their sexual energy, nor were they the ones who indulged in it freely. They were the men who transmuted it. To transmute means to change the form or nature of something. In this case, to transform sexual energy, raw, primal, biological force, into creative energy, ambition, focus, innovation, and willpower. Hill wrote, "The desire for sexual expression is by far the strongest and most impelling of all the human emotions. When harnessed and redirected along other lines, this motivating force maintains all of its attributes of keenness of imagination, courage, etc., which may be used as powerful creative forces in literature, art, or in any other profession or calling. In simple terms, the energy you use to create life can also be used to create wealth, art, empires, and legacy. This is not theory. This is observable reality documented across centuries of human achievement. Why is sexual transmutation so powerful? Because it taps into the deepest, most primal force in human biology: creative energy. At its core, sexual energy is the power to generate life itself. When that energy is not released physically, it doesn't vanish. It accumulates in your nervous system, in your mind, in your body. And if you do nothing with it, it ferments into frustration, aggression, or depression. But if you consciously redirect it, it becomes rocket fuel. Modern science confirms this. When testosterone levels remain elevated, instead of being depleted through frequent ejaculation, men experience increased focus and mental clarity, higher motivation and drive, greater risk tolerance and ambition, enhanced creativity and problem-solving abilities, elevated confidence and presence. But here's the key Hill emphasized. This only works if you redirect that energy toward a higher purpose. Otherwise, you're just sexually frustrated, trapped between desire and discipline, creating internal chaos instead of external greatness. Sexual transmutation is not repression. It's redirection. It's alchemy. It's turning base metal into gold, lust into legacy, impulse into empire. Napoleon Hill didn't invent this concept. He observed it in the greatest men in history. Let me show you the pattern. Henry Ford built the modern automobile empire. Highly disciplined, known for intense work ethic and creative bursts of innovation. Hill noted Ford had a highly sexed nature, but channeled that fire into engineering and business strategy. Ford once said, "Before everything else, getting ready is the secret of success." That readiness came from conserved energy. Thomas Edison, the most prolific inventor in American history, worked 18-hour days, held over 1,000 patents, celibate for long periods. Hill attributed Edison's relentless invention process to transmuted sexual energy. Edison himself said, "Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration." That perspiration was fueled by conserved vital force. Andrew Carnegie, the wealthiest man of his era, obsessed with building his steel empire, delayed marriage until his 50s so he could focus entirely on his vision. He told Hill directly, "Most men dissipate their energy. The successful man conserves and redirects it." Napoleon Bonaparte, one of the greatest military strategists in history, known for intense passion, both on the battlefield and in his personal life. But even Napoleon admitted that his greatest victories came when he was away from women and entirely focused on conquest. His marshals noted he was most dangerous when most disciplined. Nikola Tesla, perhaps the most extreme example. Tesla remained celibate his entire life. He once said, "I do not think there is any thrill that can go through the human heart like that felt by the inventor as he sees some creation of the brain unfolding to success." Such emotions make a man forget food, sleep, friends, love, everything. Tesla channeled every ounce of his sexual energy into invention. And he gave us alternating current, wireless communication, and technologies we still use today. The pattern is undeniable. These were not men without desire. They were men who refused to be ruled by it. Now, let's talk about today. We live in the most sexually stimulated, yet spiritually depleted, generation in human history. Pornography is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Instant gratification is normalized. Discipline is mocked. Desire is weaponized against us. The average man today consumes pornography multiple times per week, experiences chronic low energy and motivation, feels depressed, anxious, or directionless, lacks the willpower to pursue long-term goals, wonders why he can't seem to get ahead in life. Napoleon Hill warned us a century ago, the majority of men lower themselves to the level of the thing they most desire. Those who succeed have learned the art of transmuting the energy of sex desire into creative energy. This is not a morality lecture. This is a strategic observation. The men who succeed are not those who resist temptation through sheer force. They are the men who redirect temptation into fuel. And here's what most don't realize. Every time you waste that energy, every time you indulge without purpose, you're not just losing a moment of pleasure. You're losing creative potential, drive, willpower, and ambition. You're trading greatness for temporary relief. You're choosing the path of the average man over the sovereign path. So how do you practice this in real life? Here's the blueprint Hill gave us, refined for the modern man. Pillar 1. Intentional retention. Stop the casual waste of energy. This doesn't mean never having sex. It means being intentional. Ask yourself, am I releasing this energy because I consciously choose to, or because I'm bored, stressed, or triggered? Try a 30-day discipline challenge. No pornography. No mindless release. Build the pressure. Feel the fire. Notice how your mind sharpens, how your body feels more alive, how your hunger for achievement grows. That pressure within you is not your enemy. It is your fuel. Pillar 2. Active redirection. When desire arises, don't suppress it. Redirect it. Feel the wave of energy? Channel it immediately. Go to the gym and train with intensity. Work on your business for 2 focused hours. Study something complex and challenging. Write, build, create something with your hands. Speak boldly. Walk with confidence. Lead. Hill wrote, "The emotion of sex contains the secret of creative ability. Harness and use it, and you will become a master of your destiny." Pillar 3. Higher purpose. Sexual energy needs a container. Without a mission, it will be wasted in indulgence. Ask yourself every morning, what am I building that's greater than my next release? If your answer is vague, you'll remain trapped in cycles of pleasure and regret. But if you're building a business, a body, a skill, a brand, a legacy, then every act of discipline becomes sacred. Purpose is the container. Discipline is the practice. Greatness is the result. Pillar 4. Hill's final warning. Near the end of chapter 11, Hill wrote this warning. Sex energy is the creative energy of all geniuses. There never has been, and never will be, a great leader, builder, or artist lacking in this driving force of sex. Surely not a man should want to destroy that force by dissipation. This is not optional. If you want to become great, sexual discipline is a requirement. But here's the choice. You can satisfy your desires and stay where you are. Or you can transmute your energy and become something the world has never seen. The disciplined man will always outperform the distracted one. Pillar 5. Mastery as philosophy. Sexual transmutation is not just a technique. It's a philosophy, a lifestyle, a sacred choice to use your God-given energy to build, not waste, to lead, not lose yourself, to create a legacy, not merely release tension. You are not weak for feeling desire. You are powerful because you carry the most sacred force in the universe. But power without direction leads to destruction. This is the sovereign path. Master the fire. Or it will master you. Napoleon Hill wasn't alone in this discovery. Carl Jung, one of the greatest psychologists in history, also recognized this force. Jung called it psychic energy or libido, not just sexual desire, but life force itself. He believed that when this energy was not expressed sexually, it could be transformed into creative works, spiritual insight, and psychological growth. Jung wrote, "The creation of something new is not accomplished by the intellect alone. The essential thing is the play of creative power, which comes from the same source as all life." Jung studied artists, inventors, mystics, and religious leaders. He found that many of the most creative individuals were those who had learned to redirect their sexual energy into their work. He called this process sublimation, the transformation of base instincts into elevated expression. This is not pseudoscience. This is ancient wisdom confirmed by modern psychology. The same force that creates life can create empires. But here's the critical distinction Hill and Jung both made. Transmutation is not repression. Repression is pushing desire down, hiding it, pretending it doesn't exist. Like a shaken soda bottle, repressed energy builds pressure and eventually explodes into addictions, rage, or emotional breakdown. Transmutation is conscious redirection. It's about recognizing the desire, accepting its power, and guiding it toward a higher purpose. Think of it like this: a man with aggressive energy who becomes a soldier, boxer, or competitive athlete. A man with obsessive tendencies who becomes a CEO, engineer, or master craftsman. A man with intense sexual energy who becomes an artist, entrepreneur, or innovator. You're not killing the desire. You're elevating it. You're turning chaos into a staircase to greatness. You're walking the sovereign path, the path of conscious choice, not unconscious reaction. Hill believed that sexual transmutation wasn't just an individual practice. It was the foundation of all human achievement. He wrote, "The pages of history are filled with the records of great leaders whose achievements may be traced directly to the influence of women who aroused the creative faculties of their minds through the stimulation of sex desire." Think about it. Michelangelo poured his intensity into the Sistine Chapel. Beethoven, deaf and isolated, still composed symphonies of overwhelming power. Leonardo da Vinci channeled his curiosity and desire into art and invention. Isaac Newton remained celibate and unlocked the laws of the universe. These men were not passionless. They were men who transcended passion, mastering it, directing it, weaponizing it for creation. Without transmutation, there would be no great art, no empires, no inventions, no civilization as we know it. Every cathedral, every symphony, every invention, every empire built on redirected desire. Michelangelo poured his intensity into the Sistine Chapel. Beethoven, deaf and isolated, still composed symphonies of overwhelming power. Leonardo da Vinci channeled his curiosity and desire into art and invention. Isaac Newton remained celibate and unlocked the laws of the universe. These men were not passionless. They were men who transcended passion, mastering it, directing it, weaponizing it for creation. Without transmutation, there would be no great art, no empires, no inventions, no civilization as we know it. Every cathedral, every symphony, every invention, every empire, built on redirected desire. Let's make this practical. Here are 5 daily rituals to begin transmuting your energy today. Practice 1. Morning redirection. Ritual before touching your phone, before checking messages. Spend 30 to 60 minutes channeling your energy upward. Cold shower to activate your nervous system. 20 to 30 minutes of intense physical training. 10 minutes journaling your goals and vision. 30 to 60 minutes of deep work on your most important project. This sets the tone. You're not running from desire. You're directing it from the start. Practice 2. Awareness technique. When you feel the urge arise, pause. Don't suppress. Don't indulge. Observe. Ask yourself, what is this energy trying to tell me? What can I create with this force right now? This gap between stimulus and response is where freedom lives. This is where sovereignty begins. Practice 3. Strategic delay. Train yourself to wait. To sit with the urge without giving in. To not scratch every itch immediately. Start with 10 minutes, then 30, then an hour, then a day. This strengthens your psychological muscle. And from that discipline, greatness is born. Practice 4. Environmental elevation. Surround yourself with books, art, and music that inspire elevation. People who challenge and uplift you. Symbols of your mission. Vision board, meaningful quotes. Images of who you're becoming. Environments shape behavior. If you're surrounded by mediocrity, you'll become mediocre. Choose your environment like a sovereign chooses his kingdom. Practice 5. Nightly sovereignty. Review before bed. Reflect. Did I waste my energy today, or did I invest it? Did I react to impulses, or did I redirect them toward my mission? Did I walk the sovereign path? Transmutation is a practice. Like any skill, it improves with repetition. Track your progress. Celebrate your wins. Learn from your failures. This is the path of mastery. Let's make this practical. Here are 5 daily rituals to begin transmuting your energy today. Practice 1. Morning redirection. Ritual. Before touching your phone, before checking messages, spend 30 to 60 minutes channeling your energy upward. Cold shower to activate your nervous system. 20 to 30 minutes of intense physical training. 10 minutes journaling your goals and vision. 30 to 60 minutes of deep work on your most important project. This sets the tone. You're not running from desire. You're directing it from the start. Practice 2. Awareness technique. When you feel the urge arise, pause. Don't suppress. Don't indulge. Observe. Ask yourself, what is this energy trying to tell me? What can I create with this force right now? This gap between stimulus and response is where freedom lives. This is where sovereignty begins. Practice 3. Strategic delay. Train yourself to wait, to sit with the urge without giving in, to not scratch every itch immediately. Start with 10 minutes, then 30, then an hour, then a day. This strengthens your psychological muscle, and from that discipline, greatness is born. Practice 4. Environmental elevation. Surround yourself with books, art, and music that inspire elevation. People who challenge and uplift you. Symbols of your mission. Vision board, meaningful quotes. Images of who you're becoming. Environments shape behavior. If you're surrounded by mediocrity, you'll become mediocre. Choose your environment like a sovereign chooses his kingdom. Practice 5. Nightly sovereignty review. Before bed, reflect. Did I waste my energy today, or did I invest it? Did I react to impulses, or did I redirect them toward my mission? Did I walk the sovereign path? Transmutation is a practice. Like any skill, it improves with repetition. Track your progress. Celebrate your wins. Learn from your failures. This is the path of mastery. If this resonated with you, subscribe to Sovereign Path. Hit the notification bell. Share this with a brother who needs to hear it. And remember, greatness is not found in comfort. It's forged in the fire of discipline. Napoleon Hill gave us the blueprint. Now it's your turn to build. Welcome to the Sovereign Path.